to day 3 of the competition here at the 2023 NXL Windy City Major. Most important day of the tournament, and we are in the wild card round. It's going to be Baltimore Revo taking on Edmonton Impact and also Infamous and New York Xtreme. When you're in this round on Sunday, and you got to win 4 games to win the tournament, but it has just been done 2 events in a row. So here in this first points, Impact and Revo, and these two teams have already played each other as Revo shut out Impact the last time that they played, and that was just yesterday afternoon. So
still very fresh, and I'm sure in everybody's mind this morning. Both teams pretty well matched up at the moment. Looks like Impact does have the snake corner, so they have a little bit more dominance on the tape collectively. But nice, wet, and stormy Sunday. What's paintball without a little rain?
Yeah, I'm Matty Marshall. I got Carl Markowski and Isaac Barrow up here to help us call this set. And yeah, both teams in the snake right now. As Axel got in there with Caleb Abel. Oh, looks like Axel going to get checked out from the ref. Then he's good to go. But yeah, it rained and thundered last night. And I mean, it wouldn't be a Chicago event if we didn't get some sort of rain. I knew that forecast was just straight lying to us 3 days ago. And it's like, oh, it's going to be a great weekend. Yeah, sure, Chicago.
It'll blow over.
Sure.
Yeah, promising people great weather all weekend is a thing I'm going to stop doing. Especially in the Midwest.
Does Revo have anybody on the Dorito side besides that tower guy? I know Impact has, looks like Dorito 1, but I can't tell because that tower, I don't know if they're...
Yeah, D2, outside D2.
Okay.
He's tucked in pretty tight, but
now he
yeah,
looks
he's there.
He heard me.
Yeah, good communication here from both of these squads. And a little 3-pack of bodies for both teams here towards the snake side. With the wedge for Impact, kind of went on Overwatch here for Axel, and he's got a body behind him, and then Caleb Abel's got a teammate right beside him. I think that's Omara, and then also a back player behind him. So this is kind of how this field's been playing. It's a 5-on-5 situation in point number 1.
Could eventually, it looks like a move going from Impact up to the Dorito wedge, looking to probably bump up to that Dorito 3, kind of creeping around, yeah, and he does. And I believe the wing player didn't even see that move because he's not really reacting like that move happened.
Yeah, it's Omara.
I wonder if he's blocked.
Yeah, he's blocked out from that with the Goose Island brick. Down the sideline here.
Cornell.
Oh, here comes, so Brandon Cornell's going to cut through once Omara came off that gap. It's a nice move from Brandon Cornell, and Caleb Abel got to be careful. He just saw Omara die. He's got to know that there's somebody up there. If Omara backed up, he could just easily get a kill on. That's one that Abel's going to want back. So Brandon out there living on the edge, and now I think he knows, but it's too late as another body comes off from that D side, and Edmonton Impact.
Horn.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment where Caleb could have come back and shot Brandon because he's blocked out with that inset bunker, and Brandon wasn't putting a ton of pressure this way at that moment, but...
And it is raining harder.
It's starting to pick up.
yeah, visibility's terrible out here right now, so...
See, and it's tough. I mean, you know, a lot of people are watching this are like, well, what? I mean, I can see all the bunkers. I can see all the people. But when you're out there, you know, as paintball players know who play in the rain or where there is rain, once you start getting those nice little magnification drops on your lens, it makes it a little difficult to kind of hone in on somebody.
A lot of variables come into play when it's raining. Not only your vision gets a little blurred, but the guns work a little different. You get some rain in your porting, and that can cause the balls to spin and throw off your shot. Paint's a little more brittle. There's a lot of stuff going on with rain.
Your feet are wet.
Yeah. Well, now jumping into point number 1 here with Infamous and New York Xtreme. Zach Patient trying to dive into the snake off the break, and he gets taken out. So New York Xtreme off the break shot's going to work out. Good to see Jared Carl back on the field. He kind of tanked himself yesterday, diving into the spot. Had to see some stars for a little bit, but he's a tough dude.
I didn't see that.
Infamous overslid that corner, and he's out.
It looks like Kevin Rudolph also tried to make a bump out to that snake brick, but did catch one. I believe we're down to 2 players for Infamous. We have Dorito 1 and the Dorito Tower.
I'm really excited about this matchup.
Yeah, so Jerry Carl going to crawl all the way down. Another body has come off for Infamous. They still had one on the D side, but Travis Lemansky, coach and owner of the team, had seen enough. So he's going to concede and reset, go back to 5-on-5. And let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, they're not only dealing with the weather conditions out there on the field. Henry Sense came over to Jason Trozen and said the stands are already getting wild. They were screaming, "Go Impact," that it was impacting the communication, and the players couldn't even hear each other on the field.
I mean, there's some people in the VIP where it's tented, but Henry, I know he didn't play back in the day when we had crowd participation. You just got to block that stuff out, bro.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
In the pits right now with New York Xtreme. Yeah, I was also never really a big fan of visors, but you always want to carry one in your bag for days like today.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You're good.
Snake on the break again for Godin on Impact. Does make it, but Revo does make it out to the same corner as well as that center Goose Island brick in the middle.
Yeah, we started to see the Goose Island brick used a little bit more yesterday. Ooh, and wraps around and gets that kill. So, yeah, well, that wasn't a position that was used a ton on day one, but you know the field changes slightly strategically as the tournament progresses. Axel Godin going to be taking the walk out of the Snake, so Impact down to 3 bodies, and they are tucked in the pocket. So this is Baltimore Revo's chance. This high body situation, got to move up the field though and support. I think this is Adams up there at that Goose Island brick.
Hey, Revo definitely have to take advantage of this as Caleb Abel does start to go down the Snake, especially because Impact's corner guy is looking inside. So Caleb has that whole tape side to be able to crawl down. I mean, again, it is raining, but you got to take advantage, especially if Impact gives you something. Man, take advantage of it and try and make the best of it.
It's raining, but the field has not devolved into a mud bog quite yet. It is going to rain all morning, so I'm sure, yeah.
It's the nicest it's going to be.
Yeah, this is the nicest it's going to be. So, yeah, man, get on the nice, decent grass still and crawl down the Snake.
Just slip and slide your way down. Impact does lose their corner guy, but they do fill the Snake.
Yeah, but I think it's just Zach. So, yeah, so it was just Zach Yakimak left alive and still 4 bodies left alive for Revo. So that's a really good point. It started with that early first kill from the Goose Island brick, and then another kill over here on the Snake side. They got trapped in the pocket. So nice execution here for Revo. Let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks, Coach Dave Baines. Feels like there were mistakes from Impact in that last one. He came into the pit and asked them why they were rushing. He said they were in the Snake. They were up a point. They just got to give it time.
Well, I mean, the first kill, it was a lost gunfight, but they didn't know he was there.
Right.
And then Axel lost a gunfight from this. So, yeah, a couple lost gunfights, and then they got trapped. And now we have seen a decent amount of 3-on-5s pulled out on this field. It's just the intangible of the rain, as we're breaking down, it does change things. It makes it just more difficult. Because when you're playing paintball, if you're a high-level paintball, elite paintball player, you're not just playing the man, you're reading his streams.
Right.
You can tell by seeing the streams of paintballs where everyone's gun is looking, and it's a lot harder to do when it's raining.
And that center brick isn't played much, so it's really hard to catch that when you're that tower and you're shooting inside. He can easily come out and shoot you while you're shooting a different lane. But I personally believe that center brick in the center of the field, because it's so wet, I think it's going to be getting played a lot more. And as I say that, Infamous starts to play that center brick.
Yeah, Nate Schrader making the move, getting up into that Goose Island brick. And he's zoning up on the Snake side here. Let's see if they know he's there. He hasn't touched the bunker yet. And here comes a move outside wide. Using the blind spot back there it's a crafty move out to the Landry Logistics back spot. Ooh, Jonah Jamrose asking for a check. Might have got shot on a bounce shot. And Nate gets taken out at the same time, so a couple tough deaths. Oh, and they lose Brussel back, so this is a really good point here for New York Xtreme. And they are forced to concede to preserve time, so New York Xtreme looking pretty good through 2.
Would they have 5 guys alive on that one? Yeah.
So now tie ball game here with Revo and Edmonton Impact. Impact has had to play out of the wild card round a couple times this year. Yet to win a tournament. They went on a pretty good run towards the middle to the end of last season. But no wins since then. Always going to be a favorite though with that all-star lineup. You have to be an all-star to get on Edmonton Impact.
Winning history. They have that winning history. I mean, that run they did, what was that, 2015 or something like that?
They've been on a couple. They've had a couple good ones throughout their history. But would love to get another one here to try to stay in the title hunt, as this is the second to last event. 4th stop on the tour here. A little outside of Chicago, Illinois, here on this rainy Sunday morning. Both teams go right to the snake. A little bit better field position for Adams as he gets into snake 2 for Revo. Yeah,
Gauden, though, taking the advantage and going all the way down. Probably going to do that.
Ooh, nice shot there. Actually crawled all the way down. Heard the gun. Saw the puff of smoke, too, because, you know, when you're in this situation, you might not be able to see the streams as well, but you can see those huge, 18-inch long puffs of smoke coming out of the tips of everyone's barrels.
So that was a great example, I think, of what needed to be done on the field. I'm not saying from Axel, but yes, I'm saying from Axel. But if you looked at what the Revo player did, he went to snake 3, which was great, but immediately looked inside for that kill. And Axel went to the snake, saw that nobody was down the tape, and took advantage of that and went down. You gotta have to at least, if you're not gonna get on the tape, at least head check it and come out and feel out that tape and the pressure and see what you can do. And if there's nothing there, Axel's going to do exactly what you should do and go down and take advantage of that.
And I like how he went back to snake 3 to see if there's any shots he missed inside, and then once he checked that off, went back up.
Looks like we're 3 on 3.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Isaac, I loved that little tactical retreat too. He went back to stay safe and then realized, you know what, coast is clear.
Yeah,
I'm good to go. I'm
no one in
safe.
the corner. Let's do it. I don't know about crawling all the way to the end though. I don't.
Well, I mean, he as a snake player.
Yeah.
You're still, even if he tries to come out here, I mean, you're probably going to trade with him, but if he gives you anything, more than likely you're going to shoot that brick guy, and then you're blocked out from the back center, and if need be, you can kind of play that first wing against the guy in the tower.
Well, he knows for sure that there's a guy at the brick because it's leaning in so much, and he sees the puff of smoke going D side. So yeah, he is just baiting, kind of waiting. Also with all the time left, maybe waiting for the play to develop a little bit. Hey, I'm all the way on their side. Zach knows that, so Zach has now closed the gap.
He caught the tower there.
Oh, he went down as soon as...
Look at this, though.
Wow. What timing was that?
Benny Carroll comes through, stitches up Zach, and then here comes a trade on Axel, and that leaves Benny Carroll all by himself in the middle of the field. That was a beautiful move from Revo here. Started with Benny Carroll, and now Nick Laval sees both of his bodies from the D side, probably thinking, wait, how did that happen? Okay, somebody has to still be alive and pretty far up the field. So Nick's going to go all the way into full attack mode. Yeah, he did not know that Benny Carroll was at that 50 brick, but Benny not able to make his shot here in this rain. So Laval makes it clean into the snake. But Benny's going to get some help as Revo pushes up into that 50-yard line on the D side.
I don't know if I get a warm and fuzzy about Laval going all the way into the snake.
Yeah, you're going to lay down now.
Unless he shoots both of these guys and then he proves me wrong. But, I mean, in any... situations like this, normally you're going to hear people say, hey, if you're...
If I was Benny, why did Benny engage so much? He didn't need to engage.
But
the
he was
side
also,
is completely blown. Just control Nick. He engaged too much. He ended up getting shot, and so it did turn into 1-on-1, but lucky for him, Revo just went and hit the buzzer.
What
I don't
a
know
turnaround.
If maybe he was thinking about, trying to occupy Laval's space to maybe distract him enough to let his other player go and hit the buzzer. I mean, I'm saying that because I saw it play out kind of sort of like that, but who knows?
Well, it was a 2-on-1. When you're in a 2-on-1, if you're getting shot at, well, don't engage that much.
Right.
Because if you're not getting shot at in a 2-on-1, then you need to be making the moves.
Right.
Which is exactly what happened. But Benny was recklessly engaging a little bit, trying to make Laval pump the brakes. Laval has pumped the brakes, and he still had to go real far. I don't know if Benny knew that his teammate had made it up as far as he did on the D side, because he was engaged so much.
Yeah.
Still, Benny played that point relatively well. It was his big move that broke that open.
Yeah, that was great.
Big point coming up here for Infamous. They got to change the tide here. They lose their snake guy off the break. And Xtreme is 5 alive.
Did Infamous go snake off the break the last point? I don't know if they did. I mean, and they didn't do it this time, but I mean, Xtreme's been going there snake off the break the last couple points, and not really having any contest going down the tape. And we lose Kevin Rudolph out of the back center, and only thing they have, Infamous has on this snake side now is that juice box.
4-on-3. Xtreme has all the ground.
Yeah, Xtreme here on your screen on the red side. They have ground on this D side, and here comes big move. He's going to come through. He's going to get one. He's going to get two. Silos Cortez going off over there. He goes through untouched, too, trying to get himself a little 3-pack.
Cortez gets shot, though.
How did that happen?
By Barrett, I believe. So Barrett's in a 1-on-2. He's got a player on the 50 Dorito as well as their side of the snake, but makes a move and gets shot going to the corner.
Got $1,000 at stake, courtesy of Pate Smith Law. He's a lawyer, paintball guy, specializes in dealing with insurance companies that don't want to pay people for property claims, so he's doing God's work. But there's $1,000 at stake for best move. The first one that goes on the list, or one of them, is definitely going to be that Silos Cortez move, trying to bust things open on the D side. I highly doubt that'll be the one that wins it, because we got a lot of paintball to play, but...
What a great pickup by New York Xtreme. I mean, Cortez has proven himself, I believe, time and time again, to be a solid player with enough aggression and enough competence to be able to be a threat wherever he is on the field.
Yeah, for sure. Been around a little bit too, a couple different teams, trying to find a home that's going to work with them and work for him. So, yeah, I like that pickup. He's a threat. Jumping back into this one here, Revo and Emmett's an Impact. Revo with a slight 1-point lead here. Chief Impact letting Revo score 2 unanswered. They go right back into the snake with Axel.
Man,
They got to put more guns on
they
it.
got to figure out how to shoot Axel.
5 guns on Axel.
Please.
Everyone shoot the little French guy. He's really good.
I mean, he is hard to shoot, though.
He's really
there
hard,
is that.
It's really hard to shoot.
But recognize, what is happening. I mean, Axel is putting a lot of pressure on the guys down the snake side, and figure out a way to control him. I mean, that's one of the biggest differences between divisional play, semi-pro, and pro ball is making adjustments quicker to things that aren't happening in your favor. Make adjustments, figure out what's happening, and execute. Easier said than done.
Revo trying to... Looks like they're just tightening things up right now. They've made a couple moves, but body language and the way things are going right now tell me they're going to be content to maybe shoot some lanes and control zones for a little bit. So Zach Dakmak going to glide up to that Goose Island 50 brick. Axel Godin now up to Snake 2. They also have Dalton across the field on that D side. He's at the wedge, and 5 bodies alive for both squads here.
I think that's a big move for Impact, getting up to that brick to be able to shut down that possible snake insert move for Revo.
Yeah, so Zach's looking snake side, waiting for somebody to try to get in that snake. He's got a decent zone from there. And then Axel looking inside, protecting Zach as Zach's the farthest body up the field.
Revo's wedge is just waiting for someone to get into his snake.
I mean, I'm wondering if communication is off, because he's playing like he's on their side.
Yeah, like he thinks he's already there, right?
Yeah.
Well, and this is the problem. If you don't put somebody in the snake, you kind of have to be very careful, because Axel has crawled to that's this side of the field many times.
Well, Axel almost got shot by the corner guy when he was crawling around, and I didn't know if that communication got across maybe where he
Carl,
was.
100%. It is absolutely up to the whoever's in this back bunker, Logan Landry Logistics, because he's gunfighting Axel. He should know where this body is in the snake. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
You have eyes on that. So he has a body. He can tell his Aztec to tell the wedge, hey, dude, he's at snake 2. So then you can actually play paintball instead of just hiding and expecting that he's going to pop up in your snake.
Yeah. I like the cautious play, but I mean, it's just another body that's now on the defense when you really need to be on offense.
It's safe, but it totally takes this player out of the game.
I mean, they're up by 1.
They're up by 1, but it's safe, but it totally takes him out of the game.
Yeah.
Let's see if we see a coordinated push here down the snake now that there's 2 in there, and we do. And the wedge's worries about them being in their side of the snake are going to come to fruition here in a minute.
I wonder if he's playing it like he doesn't want to. They don't think he's there at the wedge.
He doesn't want to give himself away.
Give himself away. So, because normally maybe a guy playing that would kind of like be head checking a little bit, checking off that Dorito side, playing the top side of the wedge on the snake side. But now Axel knows he's there. They engage in a gunfight. Yakmek now kind of looking for a possible move.
Yeah, that's a huge kill off that D side here for Revo. So the bend don't break moment for him here in this real long point. Impact back to the wall, down by 1. Only 3:24 left with these long points out here in this rainy field. It's going to make things hard for him. It's not reckless attack time yet for Impact. They have some time to work with. I mean, realistically, oh God, they're gonna.
Oh.
That's gonna make. They're gonna have to make a hard decision now, because another body comes off. Axel retreats. They still have 3, and Axel was in a good position, but now down to just 3 bodies, and there is no one on that D side at all for Impact. But I'm wondering where, as Isaac, you have better eyes on it. Where's the farthest body out for Revo on the D side?
Dorito 1.
D1, D2,
Yep.
outside D2. We're
D2,
calling the little
D2.
one D1, inside D1.
Oh, okay.
As far as the forward progression from.
We got a towel.
Sorry, my bad, guys.
It's all good.
My bad.
It's all good.
It's hard to see out there, Carl.
Well, we have different names for the bunkers for our team.
And Impact was just dying out of their spots. Like the bodies that came off were not making bumps or anything. They just got plucked off. Wonder what's going on.
I mean, that's pretty much the basics of this field when it comes down. You get your spots, engage or not, don't engage in gunfights, and you either win them or you lose them. I mean, that's very at the basic level. But when you're in spots like you are, I mean, all of these are going to be big gunfights and big positions to gain on the field.
Let's check in with Lauren down in the pits.
Thanks. Axel walked off the field after that point, screaming in frustration. But moving into this next point between Xtreme and Infamous, Joe Bear acknowledged that Xtreme has been able to get in the snake off the break, and they need to match them. So that's what he's going to try to do.
I mean, you're running your butt off into the snake every play, and then things like that happen. I can understand his frustration.
Infamous quickly going to their side of the snake. No problem at all. No one knows he's there. And let's see if he gets antsy.
He's going to get one free kill. He didn't get that one. CJ just died from a different gunfight. He could have, if he had checked off inside, he could have shot that tower.
Oh, he missed the shot.
Oh, he's probably going to get the crossfield shot. So 2-pack here right now for Patient, doing his work.
Damage done.
And here comes Josh Taylor, who's he's just going to roll dice, try to an aggressive attack over there, but he runs into 2 guns.
Oh, makes the shot. Zach Patient makes the shot on the snake corner.
Look, even though there's 11:15 left, so a lot of time, Patient is going to be coming off, as Brusselback's going to run in and hit the buzzer to preserve time.
Big point.
This was a huge point for
Definitely
Infamous, because even if you go down 4-0 and have 10 minutes left, sure, 10 minutes, you can score 4 points in 10 minutes, no problem, especially with the high-powered offense Infamous has. But it's a momentum thing, and now we got a 2-point game with still a ton of time left. This could be a dogfight here.
That's what I was hoping for.
Me too.
And I want to see both teams win, so it makes it extra good.
Everybody gets a trophy. You didn't know that? Everybody gets a
participation
medal
award?
afand this. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
You should come the Nerd Award.
Nerd
Everybody gets a Nerd Award.
Hey, you showed up. Congratulations.
And it's just glasses with tape in the middle.
I should do that, Carl. That's a great idea, actually. Have all the paintball players walking around with nerd glasses.
There you go. I'm going to need 25 cents for every pair you sell.
No problem. I'm gonna sell for $50.
Yeah, you guys can have like a collab show, and
There you go.
give some awards out.
Snake on the break again for both teams and both making it. Although Revo does lose one of their back players, and Impact is making their way down the Dorito side.
That was a far run to Dorito 3 for Impact, and he lived.
Did that?
Impact to their side of the snake, going to work.
Axel looks like he's mad right now. He's trying to take it out on Baltimore Revo. They got 2:22 to go for Edmonton Impact as they're streaking up the field in the middle. Zach goes right up into that 50-yard line, Goose Island, brick, and now Zach's going to launch, goes past Axel. Axel's going to hit the deck, and he's going to crawl up. His bodies are dropping everywhere here for Revo. No one on the snake side at all.
Time to buzzer, Revo. Save your guy. Oh, make him wear it.
No, take all the time off. You just have to take the pain at that point in time because they're still going to be up by 1, and with only 2 minutes left, that extra, if they had towed it, that extra maybe 9 seconds, 8 seconds could be the difference.
That's enough for a point, right?
Yeah, that just means that, was that Benny over there? Yeah, that just means Benny had to catch about 12 from 3 different guys.
Take one for the team. Take 12 for the team.
He took the donation. Again, I mean, there was pressure on the snake side from Impact, but I think I mean, that's one of the things you're looking at watching all these teams and everything. And an experienced team like this, walking the field and knowing the field and playing the field like this, everyone collectively started going down the field. You saw Yakimak coming up the middle of the field as both of his players on the outside were progressing down the field to help alleviate maybe a little bit of pressure, catch a couple loader edges, and collectively everybody started going down. And I mean, you see the result of the end of that one.
Right you are, Carl.
I like to point out the obvious to make me look a little bit smarter.
Well, that's kind of what we're doing up here. You just have to make it sound really good.
Another long run on the Dorito side by Infamous.
Well, New York Xtreme risked the snake off the break, and he ends up getting taken out, but also body dropping for Infamous as well, too.
CJ keeps catching him from somewhere, not having very much luck on the field at the moment. But Taylor looks like he does come out and fill the snake corner to try and stop the bleeding on the snake side.
Another body dropping with Cortez taking the walk for New York Xtreme from that D side. They still have Corey Hall in the back corner. Or is that McLean or Cortez? I can't tell.
Looks like he was walking off with his hands kind of out by his sides too. Like what? Where
No,
did
that
it
was
shot?
Silos.
What's
Oh,
going on?
Silos is going. He went right into his pit and he's saying, "I'm not hit." He's doing the little spin, the pirouette.
Yeah.
So we got 2-on-4 here in favor of Infamous.
Patient in the snake. Infamous trying to close this one out. It's a pull within one. A ton of time left. Patient's looking for it. He doesn't know where these last bodies are, but he's being very proactive in his bunker trying to find them. And he has to be very careful because Taylor is in this back corner bunker, but he sees the smoke and he knows that Taylor's shooting inside. Man, that is such a huge thing for these snake players.
Yeah.
Being able to know which way your enemy is shooting is huge. Normally that's a little bit of guesswork.
Looks like Patient gets the Dorito side corner and they're start working on Thomas here and they're working on.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Parrish looking, or sorry, Patient. A little early still here. Patient looking really good here in the snake.
Small, fast guy.
Yeah, another small, fast guy. Just Patient is way thicker than LJ.
He is a little thicker. No offense, LJ.
I like how you guys are noticing the girth of the players.
Patient's, he's not a young man anymore. He's
Fills out
got
his
man
jersey,
size.
Yeah.
He used to be
happens.
thin.
I remember when
You
we were
used
all
to be thin too. So did I.
You know?
Yeah, that ship sailed.
Yeah.
You guys look great.
Oh, thanks, Carl. I appreciate that. So, Laval, Godin, Yakimek, Cornell, and Vanderbilt. That's been the starting roster here today in this rainy set. We're in the pits here with New York Xtreme. Letting Infamous get back in that match.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Axel's going to go snake off the break.
Get out of here.
That's a gamble.
Ooh, Revo.
Oh, are you psychic? If you're psychic, you have to tell me.
I call it like I see it.
You are some kind of sorcerer. They're matched up here in the snake.
Revo losing one, though, on the snake side. Impact loses Laval, trying to fill out to the snake corner as well. It looks like we're matched up in the snake.
And matched up on the Dorito side as well. Impact pushing a little bit harder there to D3, 4.
Revo loses another.
Yeah, bodies are...
3-on-3?
Yeah, bodies dropping all over. 3-on-3 situation here as Zach's going to go up to his Goose Island brick that he's been just kind of coasting to. And he's trying to focus in on, I think that's Adams in the snake, 2 for Revo. Good crossfield spread for both squads. A little bit better field position here with Yakimek up at the brick. Down to a minute. Impact only down by 1. They have 56 seconds to try to make something happen here and break this cross.
I feel
The
like
Cardinal rule.
Revo's Dorito player needs to look this way. I mean, he's leaving that lane
did
open.
Brandon? So Brandon gets caught.
Oh my gosh.
Who did he? I think Omaro might have switched his gun at the right time. But here comes Zach. Zach's going to come through, and he's going to blast one.
Did he miss the wedge guy?
He did.
Oh, maybe. I think Zach might. He did shoot Benny Carroll out wide, but now it's a 1-on-2 situation. Revo on the precipice here of knocking out Edmonton Impact here in this wild card match.
30 seconds.
They're not going to towel it. They're going to leave it up to Axel to see if he can win a 1-on-2 and be the hero. Oh, he came very close. Just don't engage, guys. It's a 1-on-2 if you're Revo. Axel head checks real quick, and he has to commit. So he's going to launch. Does he run the right seam? He is not able to do it, and that should be the coffin nail here in this game.
He did the right thing, though.
Adams almost shot O'Mara. Not that it would have mattered. So, man, this is a big one here as O'Mara and Adams combine to be the last two bodies left alive to knock Impact out of the tournament. And this is a big momentum boost for the Revo franchise. You know, Impact has taken some Revo players over the years. And
That is true.
And so the fact that they were able to beat them twice. If you beat Edmonton Impact twice at a tournament,
Do we call that an upset?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
That's
think we
definitely an upset.
The first game or this game?
Both. Those are both upsets. Revo this year went 15th, 15th, 9th, and Impact's 3rd, 8th, 7th.
Wow.
That's definitely an upset. Let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks. Before this point, Corey Hall was saying those first few points that they won were easy because they got kills off the break. If they don't get kills off the break, they just need to stay alive to keep this 1-point advantage.
Yeah, Corey just shoots some guys on the break. It's kind of harder in the rain sometimes. But
Yeah. Zach Patient again taking the snake. But he is getting held up, though, because Xtreme did go to the snake corner to stop Zach from kind of doing what he's been doing the last few points.
yeah, they need to contain Infamous. If Xtreme's not going to play offense, they have to contain Infamous's offense. If you're going to play defense, you got to make your shots. These are just paintball maxims. This is how it is. So they're going to take some ground, though. Just a couple nice moves here to take a little better forward positions as Hennessy gets into the snake. They also have, I think, CJ stayed alive and made it to the wedge. And Corey looks like he wants to get out a little bit. See that bunker swinging over there, that tower. Ooh, and they do get a kill on Brusselback. So that takes some of the offense off the field right now for Infamous, as Brusselback has been one of their wrecking balls over there on the D side.
I think right now Infamous kind of has the ball in their court with the position they have on the Dorito side. Both teams are matched up right now on the Snake side, kind of sort of as well in the middle. I mean, CJ is locked up looking Snake side in that wedge, and Rudolph is in the juice box on the Snake side, but he is looking D side, containing that. So, I mean, I think the ball right now is in Infamous's court on that Dorito side, Dorito 2, as you guys call it.
Yeah, when players come to this snake wedge here and just kind of, it seems like they just kind of wait for the players to get to their side of the snake. They don't do much unless you're looking inside at the Doritos.
Oh, and Hennessy gets the crossfield kill on Ryan Hall. That's a great shot for Will Hennessy, really helping the team out right now.
I mean, that's one of the number one things I try and preach to younger players, man. Hit your shot. Hit your shot. And I'm not saying spray a bunch of it over there and hope you hit your shot. I mean, these pro players, they're hitting their shot with the first, second ball, because that's really all the time reaction that you have.
Patient kind of giving Taylor a little bit of a piece of his mind. Might have caught an extra one there at the end, not sure. But, yeah, a little bit frustrated here. That's just some really nice gunfighting and some accurate shots, Carl, as you were saying. You know, we were actually talking off camera before we started. We were getting ready to go here, Carl, about the differences between the levels, you know, between pro and semi-pro and down in the divisions, because we're going to see the D3 finals, D5 finals, and I promise you, when we see the best of those divisions come out here and play on center court to win this tournament, you're going to see a couple players that stylistically, they're gunfighting. When you just look at them in their bunkers, like, man, that guy looks like he could play on a pro team. Yeah. You know, he can shoot left and right-handed. He can run and gun. He can dive. But it's the timing and the accuracy typically that is the massive difference, because you're out here and you don't see many pros miss too many shots when they have a decent 6-inch target to hit. But we will see that happen down in the divisions. And then we were talking about how paintball is a zero-sum game. It is a give and a take. You have to be willing to take it when it is there. You know, if somebody's going to give you a move, you must take it. The pros are always looking for that. You know, so you'll see huge gaps sometimes down in the divisionals where no one's doing anything, not willing to take. Maybe, you know, Carl, you had said sometimes you want to sit there and load a pod, think about it a little bit longer, and then all of a sudden that gap's no longer there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they simply don't recognize the opportunity. You know, not necessarily that they're hesitating, they just don't know it's there.
Well, it's both.
Yeah.
Mostly, sometimes. But yes, absolutely. They may not recognize it. That's part of it. But sometimes they do, but they'll sit there and overthink it too much. I mean, even everyone's going to do that.
Yep.
You know, some people are more reckless than others, but
I think that's what the pod loading's for.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I'm going to load this other pod.
I'm going to dump half the pot on the ground.
And if I make it, then I'm going to need these extra paintballs.
I conserve all of mine.
So Infamous in another situation where they need this point to sway the momentum. Long run on the Dorito side. All the way to D4, 3, sorry.
Like Barrett getting
He
bounced.
dies.
No, he didn't.
We haven't seen one penalty yet this morning.
As soon as you say that, flags go up. But yeah, I mean, that is true. And I didn't even notice that until you said that.
Well, yeah, Brusselback taking the walk, but here comes Infamous, knowing they need to push forward. We're in X-Ball now, so 2 minutes in between points, still 7 minutes. Here's the battle on the snake as Hennessy and Jonah Jamrose. Ooh, and Jonah going to stuff Hennessy. That's a nice job by Jonah Jamrose, who's played really well for Infamous this weekend.
Nate taking the walk over there on the Dorito side.
Yeah, notice Jamrose didn't shoot his gun or move the bunker at all, so Hennessy did not know he was there.
Jonah going to have to swab, though, as moves being made. So they're closing on Jonah. Jonah picked up an inopportune moment to have to squeegee, but hey, you want to get that accurate shot, as we were talking about. So he quickly swabs his barrel, and then he's going to try to back up and protect himself. No one's about to run him down the snake, but he is losing bodies on that D side, and yeah, it's getting bad for him because now he's the only body left alive. He loses his back player. Callie Rudolph catches a couple extra, and so forced to concede and going to go down by 3 again with about 6:20 to go.
Just a friendly reminder for anybody at the Chicago event, don't forget your lid. It is still raining.
Yeah, don't forget your lid for your loader, visor.
Or as the kids call them now, rain lids. I just call them a lid.
I call him a lid, too. They didn't have quick reads when I
calling them
started.
rain lids.
Yeah, I was, well, for like a lot of the
This
practices.
is true though, because most people use.
Actually,
speed.
Virtue includes a rain lid. It says that on the package.
I like the lid. I like the action of just like, oh, it takes a half, I don't know.
Well, you must be good at it because you're old school. You pull out the pod and you hit the lid with your pod and thumb at the same time, and you dunk.
Yep.
You know.
Actually don't do that.
Oh,
My first,
you open with your hand.
I open with my hand. As I go back to reach, I go boop, and then I go do that.
You know what I've noticed though is that, and this is just, you see guys will load 2/3 of a pod,
Yeah.
and then dump the rest of the paint on the ground, and then we'll watch a 6-minute point where everyone runs out of paint, and then you move up and your back guy gets behind you, and he's out of paintballs, and now we can't protect you. If you're gonna load 2/3 of a pod, close the lid and drop it in your bunker. You may need it later. Your teammate may need it later. Now, sure, that could come back to bite you if your enemy takes that bunker at some point and then gets your paint. But
Gambles,
I
but-
would risk that because it's more of a likely that my back guy's going to need that paint.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing that out there to the wind. You
Hey,
take
you know
what you will of
Your
that, but
paint sponsors might appreciate that as well, right?
yeah, it was funny. We were watching that insanely long point yesterday with X Factor, and Billy hadn't shot his gun in like 8 minutes because they were going to win. So, but he left a pod for Colt in there, and he yelled back. He's like, "Hey, if I die or I have to go forward, there's a pod in here for you, bro."
CJ making that move up the center, but does get caught on the way up. Jamrose making his way into the 50 snake, into their side.
Infamous pushing the issue, getting Jonah past the 50 here early. He does have something to worry about. Xtreme losing a body, though. CJ taking the walk. Oh, Jonah trying to wrap around. They need to control Jonah. Carl tuck in. And Jonah's doing everything he possibly can. He does have help behind him. But they need to get another body in here.
Yeah.
There's 5 bodies alive right now for Infamous. Oh, they clipped out Jonah. That's a huge kill right now. It's going to be 4-on-4.
Still have 5.5
Infamous
minutes
fills the
left.
snake and the Dorito.
Yeah, it's 5.5 minutes, but it's a 3-point spread again. So Infamous, they need this one because if Xtreme puts another one up, making it a 4-point spread and takes a minute and a half to do it, this game's most likely over.
100%.
Got a little bit squirrely in that snake. Play a little slower. Would have lived there.
Yeah, so Carl eats up patient. Might have been Corey down the sideline. Because I think that's Corey Hall that had to get out behind Jerry. That's gonna concede. That's actually
a tough call.
That's tough, but it's kind of smart, right? Yeah. Because Travis didn't really. His other option was just ride it out and hope that they win a heroic low body situation in the rain.
Yeah.
in some universe that does happen, but maybe if we run that same set 100 times, that happens 10 times, maybe. So I think that's the correct call. Again, frustrating now.
Correct, but yeah, like you're saying, tough
Frustrating,
because
so
it's like
tough.
down by 4, or hope that your players do well in a situation that doesn't look that great.
And the Xtreme with the extra bodies, they're just going to hide, man. They got a lot of paint still.
Yeah.
It wasn't that quick of a point, so just hide, shoot lanes. It's raining, which actually, typically when it's raining, that goes to the aggressor because, you know, we're shooting round objects through rain, so it's not going to be as accurate. You're going to have some water in your barrel like you were talking about, Zyzik. You can't see as well. So, you know, typically the aggressor is favored. And then also, and then the more it's raining, the heavier the rain is, the more the aggressor is going to be favored. Yeah. So that is going to help this possible comeback here for Infamous because they got wheels. I mean,
they need to win every point.
One of the craziest games I ever played was in a downpour in LA. Carl, when we went to battle with Infamous, they won that game. It's in Heroes for a Day. And that was just a go right at each other, fix bayonets, and in a mud bog pit with downpour going on in the darkness because it was
Pomona.
a night game. Yeah, Pomona.
That was great. Great event.
Yeah, that was nasty. But so 4-point spread here. Infamous just going to have to play full gas pedal here, man. Not quite reckless attack every single time, but they need to get 4 in a row. They got about 5 minutes, but I do completely agree with Travis's decision to towel that last one.
And Cody, I am not sick. My voice just hurts from yelling on the field.
Naturally, you sound great.
You sound sick. I was like, no, I'm playing, so I'm yelling. Also, you know, because when you're playing these snake spots too, I'm looking cross field, calling out communication, doing everything I can as a front player in the positions that I'm playing to be able to help out my back players.
I mean, I just thought you picked up like a vicious cigarette habit or something. You know, just smoking 3 packs of cigs a day.
I didn't know you could. I didn't know you had that in you.
It's going to sound like Fred Berkeley.
or Rocky. Rocky just sounds like he just
gargled barbed wire. Big shout out to Rocky, actually. Looks like they're launching, they're bringing back Warped. I'm not sure.
That's
I was
sweet.
texting with them, but not sure exactly what products are going to be dropping, but there's a buzz about it. But yeah, Rocky Cagnoni.
Is Ed Portman behind this?
He got the okay from Ed to do it. So yeah, I was texting with him yesterday, and we all love Rocky Cagnoni. He's a beloved personality. He's one of those guys that, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever said this to me, but if somebody came up and be like, dude, you know I can't stand Rocky Cagnoni. I would look at that guy and be like, okay, cool. And be like, in my head, okay, I don't like you, because no one dislikes Rocky.
And then I would turn and walk away. Rocky's great.
All right, this is kind of do or die here for Infamous. They got to win pretty much every point.
Xtreme making Snake 1 off the break. Looking to move down the field. Xtreme also filling Snake corner to help push the Snake. And they don't even have to, really. I mean, at this point, they don't have to be pushing like they are.
It's a risk, right?
But you know what?
But it can pay off, though, because first of all, Infamous probably isn't going to expect it. When they're down by 4, that the New York Xtreme is going to take the Snake, because that's a treacherous run. But this is a very makeable Snake, and again, in the rain, offense is what you want to lean towards, offensive moves.
Yeah.
And Jerry's really fast. So now they're going to filter a body here in the Snake for Infamous, and it's going to be patient. Russell back also in a good spot on that D side, all the way up into D4.
Infamous has that they peeled off CJ. I believe he was doubling up the back center. He walked off a little bit ago, but another kill here in the next 30 seconds would be big for them.
Well, referee checking out Jerry. Looks like he's clean.
And he walks off the was that the corner, Carl?
I need to start saying that more. Help. Yeah, but Tim does.
Oh, I hate to see that.
Yeah, Nate kind of collided. Collide's maybe not the right word, but he ran slightly into Brustleback on his way in. They both end up coming off, and that might be it, man. I mean, they needed this point, and they needed it pretty quick, because now Xtreme's in some good spots. They have the field completely spread with back corner bunker on the D side, and then Jerry here in the Snake. So
Zach's going to try and make this move, but the Dorito corner is pretty well occupying the middle of the field and shooting cross field. So I don't know if he's going to be... I mean, he might be.
shoots through his hopper, and then Patient will go.
But even then, it's one of those things where they still have, I mean, they still have this juice box.
Yeah.
But Infamous does have the corner.
Oh, Patient got picked up by the snake guy.
Caro playing very well right now.
Yeah, I'm forced to concede again. It's going to be very difficult with this current spread for Infamous to have any chance to win, but the only chance they would have to win is to concede that point right at that moment. Keep that clock up there as long as possible, but it's a 5-point spread, so it's looking, someone's going to look pretty bad on the scoreboard if it keeps going this way, because it is a 6-point mercy rule, and Infamous is going to be forced to run into guns. It's always tough, too, because when you start going down and you're not worried about margin, in the prelims, teams are really trying to use a lot of close games relatively. There's a few blowouts, a few mercy rules, but teams are really trying to keep their margins as close as possible, because if you get blown out, if you have a 6-point mercy rule loss, you have to go out and then get a +6 somewhere to have a chance. Here on Sunday, margin doesn't really mean anything, so who cares? Caution to the wind in that situation. It's all about win or go home. But sometimes you'll look at the score and be like, oh man, Xtreme just completely demolished Infamous, but it's how close was it in the beginning? Because once you get down 3, now you really have to start riding on that reckless edge. So let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, Infamous might be down by quite a bit, but they don't want to play down. Coming off the field after that point, they said they need 35-second points, and they are hungry. So we're going to see them try to get some production on the field.
They have one of the fastest rosters in the league, and Heat did score, I believe, a 12-second point on Friday.
Well, let's see if they actually play like they believe that they need to score 35-second points. If you believe that you need to score 35-second points, you're on your tiptoes the whole time. You're not really sliding into spots. You're going for it.
You're putting a guy in and making that move.
Yeah.
You're not putting him in and hope you can shoot him when he comes back. No, you're putting the guy in on a real reckless gunfight, hoping he doesn't shoot you, and then you're moving right through that lane because you really have no other choice.
Yeah, no choice. I was just going to say that, yeah. That rain has not let up.
No, it's just going to rain all morning, apparently. Which will make it very interesting because it's going to turn the behind the like there's already a giant puddle behind back center, and also so it's going to get mud boggy in the snake too.
The grass was so beautiful at the beginning of this event.
Have fun out there, Carl.
Can't wait.
Carl's got to go play a semi-pro, quarterfinal game or?
I think something like that.
Yeah, quarterfinals, semifinals, whatever. Carl just goes shoot people.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so have fun over there in the mud bog.
We'll do. Yeah, you know what's always frustrating too is when you play in tournaments like this where it's kind of like rain on and off, is when you play a game and it rains and then as soon as you're done it like kind of dissipates and everybody else it's all like sunshine and still wet, but you don't have water pouring into your goggles and loader.
Well, you do feel the paintball gods are against you sometime if it's like slightly raining, a little light drizzle, and then they're like 5 seconds, and all of a sudden, boom, downpour. You're like, oh, of course.
There's the puddle we were just talking about. Wet socks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to come down.
All right, Infamous, let's see it.
Well, this actually helps Infamous, because the more it rains, the harder it is to shoot accurate paintballs out of your gun.
Jason Barrett going up to the center.
Now they lose Jonah Jamrose here, but here comes Patient running in, crawling and gunning his way past the 50. Schrader's going to come over to help out Barrett, who's at the Goose Island 50 brick. Corey Hall had come off. Barrett's past the 50 right now. He's looking for bodies to shoot on the D side as
good move.
As Patient launches too. They're definitely playing like they want to score 30-second point, that's for sure. But Patient gets eaten up, but here comes, look at this. Nate Schrader comes through. He dunks on 1, dunks on 2, begging for a major. He's going to get it. Major penalty assessed on New York Xtreme, which means they're going to start down because I think it was just Taylor to pull out. And then I think one of the refs got either shot to bits and had to drop down to a knee. Oh, man, one of the refs just got absolutely destroyed. He's still having a problem over there. Hope he's okay. Might have caught one of his kidneys in the neck. I don't know. He got dropped to the face. I don't know. He just got dropped to the ground. But yeah, that was an excellent fast point here from LA Infamous, and what a great job by Nate Schrader. He cut the seam perfectly as the guns had shifted to Jonah. But that's how you score quick points. We call it the staggered attack for a reason. You're on an attack, but the bodies are staggered. So the guns will shift towards one body, Patient or Barrett, and then the guy trails about 15 yards behind and then dunks on everyone else that's shooting at those outside wide bodies. So that was just perfectly executed, and they got the penalty. So
they just got to do that 4 more times.
Yeah, exactly. Just 4 more times.
I mean, the penalty is huge. In situations like, and that's really what you hope for in a lot of these quick points when you're the one that, needs to be the aggressor. If you can catch somebody, and especially one of the last guys, to get a major.
Yeah, if you're the aggressor and the other team gets the penalty,
you now have you now have Xtreme starting with 3 guys. I believe they're going to start with 3 guys because...
Well, I just didn't know. Taylor, I don't know if Taylor got shot. Taylor got shot, but were they trying to pull him out? As in he was alive and because the referee major and they'll go to signal, hey, that guy's out. Once they do that, technically, that guy's out.
Right.
So that's what they're going to talk about. But yeah, there's...
Maybe an update from Lauren.
That would be nice. But no, it's probably going to start for 4 or 3, one of the two.
Well, it really makes it possible then for Infamous. That's really what we want to see, at least for this next point. If Xtreme starts with 3 or 4, then Infamous has a sporting chance here.
So they've stopped the clock. There's still 1 minute and 55 seconds on the break time. Probably for sure, as Jason's going to be reviewing that. Yeah, so it's still under review. So they're going to have more time to talk about the next quick attack. The tough thing too, this is why you have multiple plans. You have multiple fast, quick point plans because you may be in a situation where you have to do it 4 times in a row. Mm-hmm. And if you just have one, well, it's going to be a lot easier to shut down. If they're like, all right, well, they're going to Patient's going to be crawling and gunning his way up on the snake quick. They're going to send Barrett up to the 50 brick, and then Nate will be trailing, filtering over. I don't know if that was a read and react or a set play to have him come through that angle. I think it was a read from Nate. Anyway, let's check in with Lauren.
Yeah, so that penalty is going to be good. It's not going to be overturned. NYX will be starting with 3 bodies, and a little gift for Infamous. They got a little break there in the pit to talk about their game plan, get their breath back together for some more 35-second points.
Thomas hurt?
Thomas is always kind of a little hurt. He crashed a side-by-side or something, or crashed.
Geez.
I think he might have been on a bike that crashed into a side-by-side. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it was bad. But he's, tough dude. And
yeah, I just haven't seen him much, or Silberg. I haven't seen him really that much. Maybe.
Well, it's because everyone was getting spins. Thomas played a lot.
Yeah.
Sam played a decent amount too. Pretty much everyone on the roster played, except for maybe Matt Rao. But
you're in the prelims and everything.
In the prelims. But then, here heading into Sunday in a wild card match, I feel like you have to go to the guys you feel are your best starting 5 or maybe 6, as they are trading out Jonah and Patient in the snake.
Yeah.
So, but it seems to be a starting 6, maybe 7 for Infamous today, which that's the correct play. Only one time in the past maybe decade has a team ran 2 full solid lines and won the tournament, and it was damaged last year in Texas. Mm-hmm. They ran 2 full separate lines the entire tournament, proving that they have 10 really good players with very few changes throughout the entire way. So, yeah, typically you just go with your starting 6 or 7. Only 5 can play, but... So right now... So for this one, it looks like... So Barrett's back in there... I think we got Sam. So there's Sam right there. And Nate's going to spin again. So it'll be Sam Silberg and Nate on the D side. Joe Barrett up the middle. It'll be Jonah and Patient.
And then for Xtreme, looks like we have Caro, Taylor, and Hall.
Silberg with some wheels all the way outside wide as Barrett also showing some speed. He gets real quickly to that Goose Island brick. Everyone stays alive, but Patient is about to get bunkered. No, he stays alive. Carl tried to take him out, and Taylor comes off. So with 5 bodies alive and 2 of them way past the 50, it looks like Infamous is going to... Oh, man, Corey Hall taking some punishment from Silberg, and that's one of the quickest points that we have seen out here all tournament long. Beautiful job by Infamous making the most of, again, a big power play.
Yeah.
They were on a 5-on-3 power play, and that's what... best case scenario in a 5-on-3 power play looks like.
Exactly.
Well, maybe another major. That would have been good for Infamous's chances. Another major on Xtreme. But so now they'll be back 5-on-5 here in this next one. Did anyone? That was a really quick point, so I didn't get actually a chance to see how much time we got left.
I think there's one 20-second point, but there's a minute 40 left.
Yeah.
Minute 40.
I'm going to say a minute 37.
Yeah, something like that.
So we're back in the pits here with Infamous. Let's listen in real quick. I'd say minute 50.
Minute 37, minute 50. It's all it's
Potatoes, whatever.
It's just a few seconds.
looks like they're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, always parental advisory when we cut to the pits. Gonna have to earmuff your small children. These are tough grown men doing a very difficult thing. So it's gonna hear a few curse words. It's always funny when they cut down to like they get a look at like an NFL coach on the sidelines and they have like the lip reading. It's like, I wonder what that guy just said.
We might see the greatest comeback ever.
Thomas Taylor taking the field.
Thomas Taylor, oh, he's high.
It's weird. I just said, where's Tom? I haven't seen Thomas. I haven't seen Silberg. And then last 2 points.
Ask and you shall receive.
It's almost like you played this game a few times, Carl.
Something.
Carl knows things.
Well, the momentum is absolutely on Infamous' side. It's still a 3-point spread with, looks like, 1:41 left to go. Yeah, 41 seconds.
Silberg making it all the way to Dorito 3.
Carl getting shot again.
Barrett into the 50 Dorito, or I'm sorry, the 50 brick in the middle. And then it's at Jamros in the snake. Barrett now onto their side in the tower.
Silberg takes the walk. But Barrett's on their side, and another couple kills here. It's not looking good again for New York Xtreme, because here comes Thomas Taylor. Got to be careful not to get a penalty. He's running through. You see Xtreme begging for it. Oh, they shoot Jonah as well, so bend don't break moment. Travis Lemansky is running over and screaming at the refs as there's still one player left alive in the back corner bunker here. Is Taylor coming off? I think we're going to have a no point. I don't think there's anyone left alive. So the clock has to stop if it's a no point, because I don't see... Oh, no, that body's dead too. It's a paint on his face, Backcraft.
I think Infamous was possibly claiming that one of their players got shot by an Xtreme guy walking off the field.
Well, they're going to have to put a couple more points on the board here. Oh, did they do the walk off the field gun under the arm?
I mean, I thought that's what I heard.
It's a smart move.
I mean, I've been shot that way before.
Did the guy get caught?
No.
See, smart move.
I mean, yeah, I've been shot from a dead box. I've been shot by dead people walking off. I have not been shot from the forest before, but that's happened.
That's a special occasion. Yeah.
That's a special occasion. Yeah.
Speaking of, I saw Bruno this weekend.
How's he doing?
He's doing good.
Good. That's good.
Looks the same.
Mikey Bruno.
So what was the ending result on that one?
Well, it was at no point. They have to add a few seconds on because they ran maybe 8 seconds off when everyone was dead. So they'll add that time back on. But it was a no point. So the spread will still be 3, but that's still, look, this is you just need to win by 1 situation.
Yeah.
And we talk about margins so much throughout the prelims because we have to, it's important. But here, so that's still a really good situation for New York Xtreme. Both teams were begging for penalties, so Travis was flipping out about something down there. Now, of course, in this situation, you got to sell it, man. Of course you should be begging for penalties out there. Let's check in with Lauren.
Thanks. Jason Trozen is reviewing the tape not only for time, but it's an unofficial review to see if an Infamous player was shot by someone who was already dead.
Oh. So, Maddie, what's the penalty there? If
gross major.
Yeah, it'd be gross major unsportsmanlike. That guy will have to go to paintball jail, and they'll have to play with 3, and that'll be it.
Was DeVitt in paintball jail?
Or no, that won't be. Well, if Infamous got shot, so it's Infamous saying that one of the New York Xtreme dead players shot him, right? Is that what we heard?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that one of the New York Xtreme guys was walking out the field dead and shot a live Infamous
That
player
would
on the
be
field.
a ridiculous thing to do with a 3-point lead with not that much time left. You could argue it if you want to play shady to do that if it was a 1-point match.
Right.
But you get caught, that's a bad penalty.
It's a bad decision.
It's a bad decision. And with a 3-point spread, there's really no need to do that. Because even if you give up this point, you're still up by 2. If it's clean, you go 5-on-5 with, 50 seconds left, maybe? So 2 points in 20. No. Yeah, that's any way that you want to
there was
write that up, that would be a terrible decision if somebody tried to do that.
I think there was an update.
See if the accusation is true. Refs are talking about it. Infamous is still over here on the sidelines talking to the head ref. A lot of pointing going on.
I think the tally's the best hold spot. So who's in Utah? Or CC to the 10.
See if anyone in the extreme pit looks suspicious.
Looks like we got an update coming off the field.
Lauren, you got something for us?
Yeah, no official call yet. We don't have the angles exactly to tell. Jason is talking to the head ref right now, so still going to be a little bit here until we get a final call.
Well, we got a ref convention over on the D side. And then Jason's over here, back and forth.
Just get a mic on Trozen.
I just heard somebody down there saying no penalty. But that's unofficial till I hear it from Jason or Lauren gets it from Jason. Then, yeah, we're just going to have to sit here, wait in the wings as the rain continues to come down. It's going to be raining all morning here. Looks like the afternoon should be good, but, you know, the weathermen were telling us that today was going to be nice a few days ago. So let's check in again with Lauren.
Yeah, waiting for 100%, but it's leaning towards a gross major against NYX for re-entering play.
Wow.
So we will
Re-entering
confirm
play.
that, but
Why?
that's what it sounds like.
Why?
Thanks, Lauren.
Oh, man, why would you do that? That is a really, really dumb thing to do, to say it bluntly.
Who's the
Because
guilty party?
there's no reason. You still have a pretty big lead. That's just, yeah, that's...
I mean,
I'm wondering who it was and how much time they're going to have to serve.
And it
I
looks
think
like
it's just
Jeremy
one,
Somm
it's
is
just the rest
over
of this
there.
game. I mean, it's Jeremy Somm. I think it's look. I don't. That's not going to carry over. But whoever it is not going to be able to play the rest of this match. They have to go to paintball prison when you get a gross major.
It doesn't carry to the next
I
match?
don't think so.
A gross?
No, I don't think so. We used to, and then they changed it.
Wow, this is looking more and
But
more like Infamous could do it.
The rules get changed all the time. I'm not exactly sure, but
It's a moving target, Carl.
well, it's always look. I mean, even baseball. Baseball's around for 140 years. They still change. They had some
Football
big.
too?
They had some huge rule changes this year.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they changed. Yeah, the past few years they've been changing rules. I mean they put a pitch clock up, which would completely change the fundamental nature of the game itself. In extra innings, they started putting a runner on second base.
What?
Yeah. They took that away, I think, this last year, but they had that for COVID. Anyway, so yeah,
They still have the strike box.
all sports do slight rule changes over time. Yeah, looks like we got another one here. See if this is going to be confirmation on this gross major on New York Xtreme. Lauren, what's going on down there?
Little gift for New York Xtreme. Jason Trozen cannot prove that a player re-entered play, so it will be 5-on-5 for the next point.
Maybe they got away with it. Maybe they didn't do it. Maybe it's a false accusation.
Hey, if you can't prove it, did it happen?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the replay box is for, and I don't think they have one for the sidelines.
Yeah, so yeah, that is a gift to New York Xtreme. Infamous is going to be frustrated with this situation, but I mean, yeah, you can argue that, of course, but I mean, Xtreme has just outplayed Infamous, and it started in the beginning. They put up points early. Infamous was forced to try to come back pretty much this entire game. I think it was 4-1, 3-1 to start things out, and then Infamous has been forced to ride on that reckless edge. That's a lower percentage play. New York Xtreme doing enough, even though Infamous has made this a very interesting game. Rain has stopped a bit, though, now. It's not coming down as hard as it was 15 minutes ago. Cortez ready to go here is Josh Taylor and CJ Cantor and Jerry Carl making their way to the start station. So just awaiting Corey Hall.
It's getting real wet out there.
Now I feel like I am getting sick with all the rain and the...
Don't put that out in the air, Carl. That makes it real.
I'm sick of
You're
the
fine.
rain.
You're fine.
That's what I was
Yeah,
going to say.
don't
Healthy.
speak it into
I'm
existence.
sick of the rain.
Me too. Yeah, it wouldn't be a paintball tournament if we didn't get a little bit of rain.
I mean, it could be. I wouldn't mind it.
Bring back San Diego events.
All right. Love to have one in the hometown.
Yep,
It has rained quite a bit this year in San Diego, though.
that's true.
On the beach?
You want to have the tournament on the beach?
Huntington Beach again?
Huntington Beach, yeah. All right, here we go.
Infamous has to be on their toes the whole time going forward. Let's see.
So on the breakout here with just 56 seconds to go, Infamous still trying.
5 alive, both teams.
Yeah, they send Silberg all the way to the 50 brick. On the D side, Patient's going to get in the snake, and Thomas Taylor right beside him. Yeah, but 5, I mean, 5 bodies pretty much either at or close to the 50. Here comes Thomas Taylor diving over to draw the guns and popping the top. Patient trying to take advantage of it. They lose Silberg, so even though Thomas sacrificing his body to try to draw the guns to him and have some of his teammates shoot loaders and the tips of goggles, not able to do it. New York Xtreme playing tight. Patient paying the toll here, trying to get a drop on Jerry, but missed him.
That's frustrating.
Going to be a minor penalty assessed.
To Patient, I believe.
Yeah, on Patient, and Jerry and his teammate are about to gunfight each other. Jerry, don't shoot your own guy, but you did just get shot at by your own guy, because I can understand why you want to shoot him back.
Damien and I did that yesterday. We got into a small gunfight. He got onto their side. At the same time, I kind of got onto their side.
Which Damien?
Vasquez.
Oh, Damien Vasquez. I was like, Damien Ryan's not here. He's not supposed to be here.
We
Okay,
had like
Damien Vasquez.
a 1 or 2 engagement gunfight before we figured out. Well, he's wearing a Dynasty jersey still. So I was like, oh, it's definitely not a bad guy. He's not wearing a red jersey.
Yeah, but it's not like he just put it on for that point, Carl. He'd probably been wearing it the whole game.
It was close enough to the bad guys' jerseys.
Can we talk about Thomas Taylor diving over the snake just to have people shoot him?
Thomas Taylor's like 42 years old. That looked pretty sweet.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, it looked awesome. He still is looking really athletic in his advancing age. But unfortunately for Infamous, they are going to be getting knocked out, and New York Xtreme will be moving on. Did the full time expire?
I think so.
I was watching Silos and Jerry shoot at each other, so I didn't head check the clock. But I do believe that is going to do it here. Yeah, we got people without goggles on out there. So congratulations to Baltimore Revo upsetting Edmonton Impact. That's 2 times at this event. Impact, I think, was only able to score, 1 total point? Yeah. Revo looking pretty dialed. They have to play Houston Heat. And then now New York Xtreme is going to go play X Factor in the quarterfinals. But before we get into that set, it's going to be Dynasty taking on Legion, and Damage and the Hurricanes again. Damage already beat the Hurricanes at this event. Those teams matched up stylistically.
It's a good set.
Pretty similar. And then same with Legion, who's looking the best they have all year long, playing the best team in the world, San Diego Dynasty. So we'll be back here. More action coming at you on center court in the 2023 NXL Windy City Major here on Go Sports. I'm Matty Marshall. Carl Markowski, thank you so much.
No worries.
And also got Zyzik Barrow up here from Paintball Nerd. We will be right back.